Just how are you doing? It's a girl, Owami, aka Miss Fearful, bring back for our entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, almost definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and also hit the bell. I absolutely love it. And do not forget, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's at boldly Owami. Now, my ninjas, today we are going to talk about justice for Olerato. Okay, so this is what the instigator said. Olerato Mongale, a vet student, had a very first date with some guy. She alerted her friends about her date and that if she did not send her location in an hour's time, her friends should start looking for her. A guy fetched her in white VW Polo. The registration plate belonged to a Toyota Hilux. 2 hours later, when her friends noticed that she had still not sent a location, they frantically searched for her using a Find Me app. This app placed them on a certain house. It is at that house where they found her cell phone and her bag. Later on, the community at Lombardy noticed a Polo dropping a big suspicious parcel and it fled after. Upon inspection, the community found the unalived body of Olerato deceased. What a sad story. I'm sure that there's a picture of hers here that I will have posted. However, there is this I don't know if it's a statement or what, but this guy by the name of Ntokozo Masuku on Twitter then went on to say, the Olerato case is tragic, horrific, but let me say the thing nobody wants to admit. Okay, let's hear you say. Let's hear what you have to say. South African women don't want to take accountability in anything. Everything is always our fault. As a man, we get dragged, slandered, cursed out, and the second something like this happens, even if we weren't the ones who did it, even when it's a foreign serial killer behind the murder, it's still us catching the smoke. It's all men, South African men. Accountability is always one-sided. I'm tired. Some of you women are more loyal to foreigners with fake flashy lifestyle than to your own brothers who try to warn you. You meet these guys online. They don't want to take video call, don't want to meet in public. They throw money and lifestyle in your face, and that is all it takes. But we are the problem. When we try to warn you, be careful with these guys. You don't know them. We are called jealous, broke, insecure until someone ends up dead, and then suddenly we are disgusting. We are useless. We are the ones who don't protect women. At this point, we don't even know how to sympathize anymore. Every time we speak, we're silenced. Every time we warn, we're mocked. And when things go south, we're blamed. Because the hard truth is, some of you would rather die in the hands of a foreigner than be seen listening to your own brother. Rest in peace, okay? And then he then continues to say, and here's the most painful truth. Some South African women would rather die in a Benz with a stranger than be seen listening to their own brother saying, take your own Uber, meet in public, share your location. Instead of addressing John, you're directing your attacks at us. The scariest thing about this conversation is the response to it. You are not acknowledging what I'm saying. No one said women deserve harm. No one excused the killer. But if you believe that every warning is a victim blaming, if you think accountability is misogyny, then you don't want safety. People are offended by who speaks than what is being said. Continue to say, and the saddest part, we are all not allowed to ask what could have been done. We are not allowed to warn or reflect, to question patterns. And so the cycle continues. Women die, men are silenced, the system stays broken. I'm done. Rest in peace, Uratile, right? And then now the questions started going down. People are starting to find out exactly what is going on. Now, one thing that I can go ahead and say is that it does seem like there's a serial killer on the loose. So please, as women, be very, very careful, right? With Olerato's story, the part that really broke my heart, the part that breaks my heart is the fact that, yes, the same you don't want to listen to your brothers. It's our brothers that mock anytime a woman is killed. This whole notion of it's foreigners killing women in South Africa, majority of women are dying in the hands of South Africa. Like, majority of South African women are dying in the hands of South African men. So that is not something that you can even excuse. At this point, it's just speculations, right? Somebody claims that there's a John that is on Tinder. That John apparently refuses to take video calls, refuses this and that and that. This John has a lot of cars. He changes different cars and everything. There's a lot that is being said, right? But at the same time, nothing has been confirmed. So at this point, we don't even know if it was a foreigner that killed Olerato. However, Olerato, I'm sorry, I meant to say. However, whatever or whoever killed her, it doesn't excuse. It's wrong. It's wrong. It is wrong. And in South Africa, the only place that a woman is safe is in the grave, and that is the saddest part. First of all, you can't go anywhere and be safe. You cannot go anywhere and be safe as a South African woman in South Africa. You can't go to church. You cannot go to a spaza shop. You cannot go to a post office. You cannot even stay in your own home, because they break in your same house. They sexual assault, they kill you, they do whatever. Like, there's no way you're safe. Absolutely no way. Truth of the matter is that men have turned into animals. And if you heard me, I said men. They've turned into animals, a lot of them. And it's such a sad sight to see. Now, one of the advices that I will give is that if you are a girl, be very cautious of what your man says. Ask him questions about certain scenarios. Find out what his opinion is when it comes to certain situations. Check what he comments, on social media. Search his name. Search the comments that he does, because the comments that I see in cases like this are horrific, because this person has a woman. What do you mean you support another woman or a woman being killed? What do you mean you even have a reason to give excuse? This is not about, South African women with foreigners. This is about South African women not being safe in general. You can't convince us. We are not kids. We're not dumb. We see what is going on. At this point, I will not even lie to you guys. If you are with a South African, you can still die. If you are with a foreigner, you can still die. So I don't know what exactly I'm talking about. This would have been a very valid point if it was that South African men never killed women and this person died in the hands of a foreigner. Okay, you have an argument there. But what do you mean? Because the highest rate of women that are dying in this country are dying in the hands of the same South Africans that you claim to be our brothers. South African men, or let me say men in South Africa, have made it so unlivable for us as women that it is actually really scary. You can't even send your daughters to school. They get raped there. The NPA, oh my goodness, I don't even want to get into that. The legal system is rotten to the core. People are not being punished enough in South Africa. Be it you're a foreigner or you're a South African, there's not enough punishment in South Africa, and that is the reason why men are running wild. Men are running wild. And I don't know what is it that we need to do. I mean, we protested when it came to Ukwekwe's story. It is so disappointing to actually hear that the NPA has dropped the case. The updates, I don't remember when they told us that, the principal, the white man, submitted his DNA and we were able to know that, okay, it was not him. I have not. Instead, white people are being placed as victims in South Africa and everything. We're not really going to get into that right now. But what I'm simply saying is that when things like Ukwekwe's case, where the whole nation literally protested, but the NPA still said, we don't have enough evidence, it's dismissed. That sends a very strong message to rapists out there. And that one, I don't care what anybody says, that is the truth. It sends a very strong message to thieves, to thugs, to rapists, to everyone that, I can do it and also get away with it. Like, at this point, I feel like they're like playing a game. They're like playing a game. They kill for no reason. Because if you listen to the story of Olerato, is that the phone was found, her bag was found. It doesn't seem like there was really a reason why she was killed. And for people saying we have warned you about strangers, that is really, really the dumbest thing that I've ever heard, because at one point you and your partner were strangers. So you mean to tell me that as women in South Africa, we should only be dating our cousins who we grew up with? Because that part I really do not understand. Guys, I'm sorry, that was my aunt. But anyway, with this whole situation, it is just such a sad scene to see that women have to take such extreme measures because the government, really, the justice system is failing us. Like, there are so many stories that I can refer back to, like reference to say, this has nothing to do with either if John is a South African or a foreigner. The men in this country, especially South African men, they will literally defend any man for killing a woman. I remember the time that Zulu guy, I don't even want to say his name, he murdered his ex. And he showed a picture after he slit her throat. Not a picture, like, I think it was pictures, yes. After he slit his throat, it was a video. Slit her throat, justified it in a video before he went to hang himself. South African men, since they came and they defended him. Not only that, I saw some even make memes out of it, right? Guys, there's so many times that I can reference to this. There's an unfortunate incident that happened in one of the Pick n Pays, where a guy went in, bought a knife, lunged at his ex-girlfriend who is working that same place, stabbed her to death. They still came online and defended him. Were those foreigners? No, they were not. They're South African men. And it was you guys, South African men, still defending. So it has nothing to do with what you guys or this guy is trying to say. At this point, the only thing that will stop men in South Africa from harming women is if the government stepped in. Guys, we need death penalty back. This nonsense that we've been doing, running around, this and this and this, it's not working, it's not going to work. Men should know and understand, I kill a woman, I get killed. And if that is to happen, trust and believe, the rate is going to go down, because at least one man will kill only one woman. Because with how the South African justice system is structured, a man is able to get arrested, come out, kill another, get arrested again, come out and kill another. You can. Because I will never ever forget the story of Miss T. Band survivor, whose baby daddy burnt her and her daughter alive, killed her daughter, and literally left her for dead. And the guy only got about 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere there. It was definitely under 10 years. I think it was like 5 years or something. And then that is, if I'm not mistaken, but I know it was under 10 years. It was so short that this guy even still came out. From what I heard, allegedly, he did take his own life, with good riddance. But all I'm saying is that it was not the justice system that took care of it. It was not. For killing a child and then attempted murder, this person still got the chance to come out. He could have still continued if he wanted to. So we really need to just fight for death penalty to come back into this country. And again, the other thing, I'm also going to say, even when it comes to crime, the crime rate is so high. Like, it is absolutely crazy. It is so high. I know you guys know that I got my equipment stolen, right? The one thing that I'm so grateful for is the fact that at least it was not done like at gunpoint, because that could have been even more traumatizing. There are people that are getting hijacked. There are people whose phones are being taken. There are people who they are getting sexually assaulted. They are getting cleaned out. Like, I'm talking about the whole account. You understand? They're forced to do this and this and then getting murdered. And guess what? The same people are not even found. Our police can't even get the killers of high-profile people. So it sends strong message to say the justice system in South Africa is very weak and they're not going to get But you know what is the thing, right? And this is the thing that I feel like as South Africans, we are very understanding, because if you hear that a South African police officer was shot, the killer will be found. Those people investigate like nobody. I know South African police know how to do their job, and I know because of that. I remember there was one man that got killed, and his wife was crying like nobody's business. It didn't take them 2 weeks to find out who was the killer. The killer allegedly was the wife. She's the one that ordered the hit. She literally got arrested from the mattress. And if I'm not mistaken, did she not get arrested the day of the funeral? It did not take them long, Shibubu, to show you that these people can do their job. They just choose not to. That's my opinion. They just choose not to do it to their best capabilities, because it's our civilians. You know where I also got very impressed? Do you remember the 3 cops that went missing, which may the Lord rest their soul? Their car allegedly went off the road, and I guess they drowned because the car was found there and everything. The car did sink, right? Do you know how big South Africa is? These people were traveling from, is it Bloemfontein to Limpopo? Do you understand the passing of the provinces? For you to have to track, or this car passed from here, passed from there, went there, and then this is where it was in an accident. This is where it was. Think about it. They found it because they made sure they're putting their resources to use. When I saw that they were offering hundreds of thousands of rands for any lead, I was like, why do they not show us the same dedication, the same strength when it comes to normal people cases? Why is it that in South Africa, for you to get justice, it seems like you have to be a police officer? I don't get it. When it's one of their own, they know how to do their job. When it is us civilians who they are actually supposed to be protecting, it seems like that's where they fail. I really honestly do not get it. It is something that is really, really painful. South Africa is just a crime zone area. And I hate the fact that it seems like our president Ramaphosa is like, he has his mask on, you know, the way he put his mask last time. His face is covered with that mask. He cannot see Jack. Because what do you mean? We went through the whole situation with I don't remember him even addressing the nation. When it comes to things that really, for us South African guys, we do not care if Trump wants to take the farmers, okay? The 49 farmers that went to America, we do not care. I don't know about you guys, but I know that me and a lot of ninjas that I've seen commenting when it comes to this, we do not care, okay? If Trump wants, he can take as many as possible. Like, we do not give a damn. Whoever wants to go to America, we're not fighting. We ain't gonna stop you. You can go. It does not really affect our day-to-day. Like, I don't know, maybe if there's other things that are happening in the background that I just do not know, but for me, I feel like it doesn't affect us like that much. Do I think it was something important enough for our president to leave his country that is falling apart, where the crime rate is so high, to go to America so that he can sit and address? I don't know for what or whatever. I don't think so. How do you leave your country in autopilot or in backup power? Meanwhile, your country is going down the drain. They are just not giving us priority, and it is very, very sad. I will leave this by saying, I remember seeing this post that this other lady made, and she was like, you know, if it was a matter of men could be given immunity, like to say for 24 hours you can do anything to any woman and nothing will happen to you, no consequences. In 24 hours all women will be dead. And it really broke my heart, because I sat down and I thought of it and I was like, oh my gosh, it is true. It is true. I don't see women surviving. I really honestly don't. I do not know exactly why men hate us this much. I really honestly don't. Because at most times, fathers are not even there. Your fathers leave Even though they're presently physically there, most of them are not emotionally there. It is from a woman you came from. So I don't understand, like, why is there so much hatred from men to women? I really don't get that part. But I want to go ahead and say that before you go on a date with a man, I think it will be advisable that, number one, video call him. That's number one. Number two, make sure that you request either his ID document or his passport document. Make sure that it matches the face that you saw on that video call. Number three, make sure that you get his proof of address, and it has to be a bill. It has to be an electric bill. It has to be something that will be able to locate him. Ask for that. If he's driving, you need the plate number of the car, not only just the plate number of the get that document from traffic department, boo. I'm telling you, you're not being dramatic. You are not. Make sure that you meet at a public place. Refuse for them to pick you up. Rather use Uber or rather drive. Like, anything that you can do to get yourself safe, because at this point doesn't seem like even sharing location will keep you safe. If possible, get one of your guy friends to accompany you. Okay? And I'm not joking, guys. Make sure that one of your guy friends will accompany you. Get those guy friends that go to the gym, guys. The ones that have muscles, the one that can take, like, at this point, the one that has a gun. Like, I don't know what to say. Okay? Be guarded, honey. Please. Honestly, like, anything you can do for your safety, you're not being crazy. And if the person can't provide, then it's simple. You don't go on any date with them. And I think that that is something that is very reasonable, because at this point, what is happening in this country is just shameful. I will not even lie. But anyway, go ahead and comment down below what you guys think. From Owami, I love you guys. Stay blessed. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.